channel Underwood Tuts. Before we start doing programming in PHP language, you are aware about the basic things like variables, data types, function and array in PHP. In this tutorial, we are discuss variables in PHP. Now remaining topics I will discuss in my upcoming tutorials for PHP beginners. Here going to be discussing definition of variable, rules and examples of variables. Let's talk about what is variables. Variables are containers for storing information. It is a symbol or name that stands for a value. It's used to store data like string of text, numeric values, characters and memory address etc. so that they can be used in any part of the program. Here are some important things to know about variables. In PHP, a variable does not need to be declared before adding a value to it. PHP automatically converts the variable to the correct data type depending on its value. So based on its type, a variable can hold number, string, boolean, object, resource, or it can be null. Syntax of declaring a variable in PHP is given below. $variable name equals to value of variable and with semicolon. In PHP, all variables begin with a dollar sign and the value can be assigned using the equal to operator. The dollar sign is not technically part of the variable name, but it is required as the first character for the PHP parse to recognize the variable as such. After declaring a variable, it can reuse throughout the code. A variable can have a short name like X and Y or a more descriptive name like age, car name, total underscore volume, etc. Rules for PHP variables. First is a variable start with the dollar sign followed by the name of the variable. Second is a variable name must start with a letter or the underscore character. Third is a variable name cannot start with number. Fourth one is a variable name cannot contain space. Fifth is PHP variable name are case sensitive. And last one, a variable name can only contain alphanumeric characters like A to Z, 0 to 9 and underscore. Examples of variables. $x, it's followed by rule number 1. A variable name start with the dollar sign followed by the name of the variable. My variable 1, it's followed by rule number 1st and 2nd. A variable name must start with a letter or the underscore character. My variable underscore name, it's followed by rule number 1st, 2nd and 6th. A variable name can only contain alphanumeric characters and underscore. Product 3, it's wrong because of dollar sign is missing. $underscore book name, it's followed by rule number 1st, 2nd. Double dash book name, it's wrong because of Variable name cannot start with double dash. Dollar car space name. It's followed by rule number 4. A variable name cannot contain space. It's wrong. Dollar capital X. It's followed by rule number 5. Variable name in PHP are case sensitive. It means dollar small x and dollar capital X are two different variables, so be careful while defining variable name. Dollar book 3. It's followed by rule number 6. Dollar 3 book. It's wrong because variable name cannot start with a number. It's followed by rule number 3. Let's see the demo of PHP variable program. First of all, to open Visual Studio Code. Here to create one PHP file, variable.php. How to create PHP file in Visual Studio Code. To refer in my previous video on my channel. You can find this link below in video description. Let's start writing a PHP variable program code. Doc type HTML. This is the HTML code structure. In body tag to write your PHP code. PHP opening tag. PHP closing tag. Here to create 3 variables and all variables are stored different values. First variable to create $txt. This variable holds string value. Data types I will cover in my upcoming tutorials for PHP beginners. Then after I create second variable $x and this one store integer value. Then after I create third variable $y. Its hold floating point value. Then after to print all variable one by one. It's for a new line. To save this code and let's run the program. How to run a PHP program in Visual Studio Code? to refer in my previous video on my channel. You can find this link below in video description. First of all, to open XAMPP server control panel. Here to start two services, Apache Web Server and MySQL database. Then after, to open browser and write this line: localhost :port number 8080/example/variable.php. This is the output screen. Yeah.